All right, you've seen these in a lot of my cake videos and you've asked for the recipe over and over and over, and here it finally is, my soft Funfetti cookies coming right up. Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. I am Amy from Neurotic Mom Bakes, and I'm finally sharing my recipe for my soft Funfetti sprinkle cookies. I've had so many of you ask for this recipe. Here it is. It's an easy, simple one. We're going to start with 1 cup of slightly softened unsalted butter. And I'm going to add 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, and I'm just gonna cream this together until it's nice and smooth. All right, that's nicely combined. Now I'm just going to crack 2 eggs into here and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay, let's mix that, cream it together. Now for the dry ingredients, I am going to add 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. You need the cream of tartar, don't skip that ingredient. And if I am going too fast for the ingredients, don't forget I have the written recipe in the description box below every video in both cups and grams. So what I like to do is I will add half the flour and then all the other stuff, the salt, the soda, mix that, and then I'll add the other half of the flour. It's 3.5 cups, so I'm just gonna start with 2 cups. Doesn't have to be exactly half. Here's 2, just don't forget the other 1.5 cups of flour. I've done that before. All right, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. Okay, I'm gonna mix this together. Okay, at this point, I will kind of scrape down my bowl and just make sure all that flour is off of the bottom. And this is going to be a dough that needs to be rolled into balls, so you wanna make sure it's the right consistency. If you feel like it's really wet still and sticking to your fingers, just add a tablespoon of flour at a time until it's the right consistency. If you find that it's too dry, if you've added a little bit too much flour, add a tablespoon of milk. That is my trick that I've learned over the years with any cookie recipe that you need to shape. But for this right now, I think it's just about, yeah, that is going to be perfect. Now at this point, sprinkles. Add as much or as little as you like. I like a lot. And yeah, don't overmix it. I'm gonna finish the rest by hand, just how I like it. I just don't think you can ever have too many sprinkles. I think that's going to be perfect. Okay, now here's another step that you really cannot skip. This is one of those doughs that needs to be frozen, but only for like 20 minutes. Otherwise, if you stuck these in the oven right now, they would just spread into the thinnest, then just spread all together into one big pan cookie. And we don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to roll them into about 3/4 to 1 inch balls. And then I'm just going to pop them in my freezer for 20 minutes and then I'm going to bake them. I will just usually roll these just all into one pan. You can put them close together. And I actually like the smaller cookies. I do put these on my cakes a lot, so I like those smaller ones to kind of stack on their side around the top. If you find the dough's getting a little sticky, I'll just kind of rinse my fingers off a little bit and then, because I mean, it's a tad sticky. That's how it's supposed to be. gonna pop these in my freezer for about 20 minutes. I have actually made the dough the night before and rolled all the balls, and I will just put them in a plastic bag. After I've frozen them, I'll then stick them in like a Ziploc baggie and just keep them frozen in the freezer. And then when I'm ready for a dozen cookies, I can just pull them out and put them right in the oven. They do stay, keep frozen for quite a while. Okay, now that these have been in the freezer, just a minimum of 20 minutes, but you can freeze them for as long as you want if they're properly wrapped. Now I'm going to place them on my baking sheet. I have this lined with a silicone mat, but you can use parchment as well. And they spread, but not a lot. So I usually find, sometimes I can fit more than 12 on, but I'm just gonna do 12 on each pan today. And these cook quickly. They will go in a 350-degree oven. I check them at 7 minutes and then sometimes do another minute or minute 30 more. You want them to just look done on the top. They'll start to crackle a little bit. All right, let's go in. Okay, my sprinkle cookies are out of the oven and they are cooled down. And if you can see this, there's just a hint of brown on the bottom. That's just how I like them. They're nice and soft. Ooh, so soft. And it's kind of like a sugar cookie, but not really like a sugar cookie. They're so good, and they're so fun. They're fun to decorate cakes with. I've made sandwich cookies with them before, or my 7-year-old absolutely loves these just plain. They're his favorite cookie of all time. He loves when I make them. So give these a try and let me know what you think. And if you want to see more recipes like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. See you next time.